Welcome back, everyone. Literally, as we were headed to commercial break, we did get our first tornado warning of the day so far. This is for Charlton County. So if you're waking up in Jacksonville, this is far removed to your north, and it is moving away. All right, I promise you, we're not always going to pop on here with bad news. This is good news right now for North Florida, but there is more to come. This is kind of a little teaser of what we're going to expect for the rest of the day. So our first tornado warning issued for Charlton County. This will go until 6 a.m. here. This is a tornado warning for what is likely a rain-wrapped spin-up. And of course, there is no light out right now, so you can't even see it. Just save yourself the hassle. Stay inside. We want to get into an interior room. If you are in the Folkston area, this is headed near Homeland, moving toward the northwest at 25 miles an hour. So we're going to pop on over here to Robert's Graphics, and he's going to help me drive through this thing. What we're watching on the velocity map is this couplet, the change of the winds within this specific cell. So we get those rotating feeder bands that extend out from the center of the storm, and just think about it. I mean, they're getting thrown from that center of a tropical cyclone that's got 130-mile-per-hour sustained winds. So they're like a little ice skater spinning around and tightening up within the feeder bands here. We've got a little mix minus in my IFB there, so I'm going to take it out, producers. But as we look and we go ahead and time this out with our storm tracker, of course, this isn't a very populated area. So again, this is kind of a practice run for us here in Jacksonville and surrounding areas. But if you do turn on your TV and you're out in this area, you have friends or family out this way, we do have that tornado warning for Charlton County until 6 a.m. So that's the next just less than 15 minutes here. The historical church, it's going to be headed out this way by 5:55 out in the Newell area. So this is the velocity scan. Maybe we can pop it back to some radar here so we can go ahead and see. That's the actual warning. Here's our velocity, and really it's not a classic looking tornado warned cell, is it? Because we don't have that hook echo. It's just got that rotation that's indicated by radar. So all of these warnings that we're popping on for today, it's more so to nowcast them, to watch the Weather Service chat to make sure we're not seeing any reports on the ground, of course, out this way by weather watchers or any residents or officials. But right now this is just a Doppler indicated tornado warning, no official reports, and that's probably going to be the case for most of the day unless we start to get some storm reports in. And of course, that would probably happen in a more populated area. Here's Highway 301 right here, US 1. So this intersection is probably where we're seeing the worst of this weather right now. And what we might even notice in these tropical cyclone spin-ups is that it's that burst in the wind. Okay, so it's already pretty breezy and gusty as these cells are floating on through, but when we get a tornado warned cell, it's kind of just an enhancement in that wind gust potential out there. So there are some heavy pockets of rain. This is now just north of Folkston. I would say the worst of the weather is starting to wind down in Folkston proper there, and it's going to start to continue to ride up that US 1 corridor where we're seeing the heaviest of the rain right here on the southern edge of the storm. So usually that's where we're going to continue to watch that tornado threat, is usually on the back end of those individual thunderstorm cells. So again, north on Highway 301 of Folkston. This is Charlton County. If you're tuning on the TV right now, just waking up, getting that first cup of coffee, rubbing the eyes, we've got a tornado warning for Charlton County until 6 a.m. So this does not include North Florida right now. However, we do have actually a tornado watch that's in effect for the entire area now on the right side of this storm. So you can see we're the lone spot that has that red polygon. That's the tornado warning. This is for Charlton County. It's going to actually continue to pull up toward the northwest, and so we will be watching areas downstream like Waycross, like Blackshear, for this feeder band to continue to blow into your area. So maybe you're watching in Ware County, maybe you're watching in Pierce County. You'll want to also make sure you're watching this cell, because if it holds together, what we can see is easily these warnings get extended as that feeder band continues to pull up to the north. There's a whole lot more to the south as well. I mean, we do have some moderate rainfall in portions of North Florida, and so we'll actually continue to watch those feeder bands blow on in here. Miss Keitha Nelson telling me to put my IFB back in, which is my communication to the folks making the magic really work here at the TV station, the producers and the directors. So right now, again, we've got that area in the yellow. That's the tornado watch. This is the tornado warning, and this is Charlton County, just a very, very small fraction of the big area that we forecast for here across southeast Georgia and northeast Florida. So a little bit of rotation in this cell here, and it's indicated on velocity. I would say, there we go, it looks like it isn't quite as intense as what it was just about 10 minutes ago, Robert. He's shaking his head yes over there, but by 6:01 Sand Hill Church, it does look like the worst of that is going to continue to head up that way, and US 1 is right where that church sits on. So this is now out of the Folkston area. I would say this is moving pretty quickly, and so we might, if not see this warning kind of expire or cancel at 6 a.m. or sooner, it could be extended if it holds together. Right now, again, it's not incredibly strong. Do you think we can query this velocity actually to possibly see the wind potential in that Highway 301 area? Because again, folks, that bright color right there is what we're seeing as far as the strongest part of the storm. So 60+ mph gusts, and really that would just line right up with our county by county impact graphics that we've been showing you since what, Monday or so, or even Sunday. I believe Tim started them Sunday evening. So on the other side of it, sometimes you don't get as strong of a wind gust, but again, you get that rotation in the storm. Sometimes it transitions to the surface, and that's when we get that funnel and or that tornado. But right now there are no reports. Of course, we're watching that National Weather Service chat. This is a tornado warning for Charlton County, so you can see the county line there. It would extend up into Ware County if this holds together. So southern Ware County, we'll keep an eye on it at this point. No indications of anything that's actually on the ground. Again, it's very hard to even tell at this point, especially in a sparsely populated area of the First Coast. And not only that, there's no sunlight out there just yet. So tornado warning until 6 a.m. That's holding strong as of yet. We have another 8 minutes to go here until that warning is expired. So that little bit of rotation now to the north of Folkston, possibly even some brighter reflect velocity there on the map. We have a better storm track here with a couple more spots. Race Pond Church. If you're familiar with the area, maybe you just live to the north. We are going to continue to watch this system continue to blow that way. Do we have any other data in?
No, nothing's new coming from the National Weather Service at this time. Basically, just continue to watch that potential rotation in here. I think that right now, one of the things I do want to note, though, is this doesn't look too impressive, but at least on the velocity, but there is that forward motion of 62. You have that 20 on the other side, so it does indicate that rotation here. And as Lauren's been pointing out, this is definitely rain wrapped. I mean, you just look over here. So this is cruising ahead pretty fast. So not the type of storm here at 6 o'clock in the morning you want to be running out or find yourself on 301 or US 1 in this storm system there, Lauren.
Yeah, right, exactly. And like we said before, I mean, this is kind of a practice run of, you know, what we're going to see come in throughout the day. There might be times where we have multiple tornado warnings, and that's just because those rain bands are going to become more and more frequent at this point. Now,